Acquired Taste Podcast. We are back. It's your boy Tech Daddy.
They're not back. I'm back.
Well, that's true. Yeah, they're not here. You are though. That's cool. You know, I've always thought about like what would happen if I just wanted to record an episode by myself, but like who the fuck would I talk to? That's right? Really the issue. Like because like we have so many topics on this podcast, and like I can get through some of the ones that I brought up by myself. You know, sure. I knock the facts out, but like I'm not talking to anybody. And like if this was recorded, at least I had like a video. You know, I can like see the video recording as it's recording, but like. I'm just talking. There's a window behind you. That's about it.
You feel like you're just reading down a list at that point.
Yeah, like there's no back and forth to
like,
it. Yeah.
Again, like I said, book report earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're just giving a book report in the front of class.
Yep.
The class.
I mean, there are people that do it. Like you have, what's his name? Simon Whistler.
Yeah, dude, that's like one of my favorite people on YouTube.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah,
15 channels, but
it's true. Yeah, he has a lot of content.
I love that guy, and I got a very specific reason I love that guy.
Oh,
is even though he's English.
Yes, he is.
Even though he's European.
Yeah, very much.
Even though he lives in the Czech Republic.
Yep.
Every time he brings up anything related to the United States, that man is incredibly fair.
Yeah,
him and all those people.
True. Yeah, that is true. Because a lot of times there's always a bias.
Yeah, there's no America bashing or anything. I got nothing but respect for that guy, and I love that guy's channels as a result.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him as well. He's I like how he tells the story.
That too.
And he keeps the facts, but he also makes it not drawn out.
Yeah.
Like doesn't beat the horse dead.
I do like his podcast form too, though.
Yeah,
like when it's not so serious and everything. Those are good.
Yeah, it's good stuff right there.
Easily one of my favorite personalities.
Yeah, there are a few good ones out there that do a good job by themselves. I just don't know how I feel about it. I guess I would have to try it and see how it goes. Like pull a fat electrician and just record on my computer one day.
Oh, right. I feel like you'd have to get yourself psyched up. That's the part that I can't.
Yeah.
Fathom.
Because I'm still here by myself doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm lying to myself.
Yeah, right. I need my girlfriend in the room. Like, hey, like, just be present.
Why are you yelling?
Why aren't you? Why aren't you yelling?
Yeah, I just, I don't know. I figure like fat electrician probably hypes himself up in the corner. To a degree, which I understand.
Sure,
it's just not something I'm necessarily going to do.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all. Yeah, I don't know if I could pull that off. But maybe one day we'll see if I just get bored enough. Yeah. Like what, screw it. I mean, I have a camera on my computer. I can make it happen.
Right.
I just have to record the audio a little differently and split it real quick.
If the vid ever happens again, all five of us can do.
Yeah,
do our own offshoots.
Well, but it's still shot in my house, so it's like you guys just have to get in my house somehow.
Well, that's true too. That's true too.
I just hope it happens without me knowing about it.
I guess I meant recording on our own devices, but now I'm thinking of what they would be. It would be baking with Brandy, analysis with Aaron, jollies with John. This is working extremely well.
For off the top of your head,
berating with Ben.
Indeed.
DJ's fucked. I can't think of
diving deep with DJ.
Oh, there you go. Deep dive DJ.
There he is. We're making this all up as we go. It's great. I didn't even do the rest of the opening actually. So welcome to Prize Podcast.
There's nobody else here for us to blame today.
Yeah, that's true. It's on us. So yeah, if you're new to the podcast, we are a history-based podcast. We do a little bit of mystery, a little music here and there as well. Today's another history one though, so I hope you are ready for that. When we get there, we do a little bit of banter, as you probably have noticed in the beginning of the episode. It kind of gets us warmed up. You get to know us a little bit better and breaks the ice a little bit. So, stick around a little bit. You'll get to the topic. We swear the meat and potatoes are here, but this is the appetizer. You're welcome.
That's a good name for when it's just us. The meat and potatoes.
Oh, wow.
So like Rosetta Stone, meat and potatoes, Edward Bernays, meat and potatoes. Like those are the Ben and Aaron episodes.
Oh, jeez. It's funny that you mentioned that though, because we've always talked about like the more intense or like more
research
heavy.
Yeah.
We would handle those anyways.
Yeah.
So like, I get it.
Yeah.
We need to get on that though. We've talked about it long enough. We just need to say screw it and take the time.
Add another day.
Because it's going to take a while. Like the ones that we have picked out so far are pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be multiple part episodes. We're going to be
the post-Civil War and Appalachia region ones specifically.
Yep.
Not to give too much away.
True. Yeah,
but,
there's that. There's the Genghis Khan is one of mine that I want to do. Because that's going to be a big one.
Oh, shit. You and DJ didn't do that? I thought... I'm thinking of something else.
No, we never did. I think we might have mentioned. I know we've mentioned them before.
Maybe, but I for some reason I thought
definitely mentioned a story about him lighting birds on fire and burning down the city with it.
I love the fact that he's the first. I don't believe this has been contested yet, but that he is the first case of biological warfare on this planet.
Oh yeah, with the whole Black Plague thing and yeeting people over the walls.
Over the walls.
Yep,
I love that.
Yep, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So yeah, we do have some more research heavy ones we need to do.
Yes.
It's funny that you mentioned Appalachia one because I'm going to be there this weekend.
I love Appalachia.
Never been, so this is my first time in.
Well, the cool thing about Appalachia is one, we have a listener there.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, technically a couple, but one that's really in the hills, and then some people in North Carolina.
So I won't get kidnapped by being there.
Which part are you going to? Because that's what I was going to get to.
Well, I'm going to Rogers area, the Rogers, Kentucky.
Oh, okay. So my buddy is in Pennsylvania. My buddy Ty and his family.
Okay.
And that's what I was going to say. It's like you can go to Appalachia, but you can go to Appalachia 27 different ways.
True.
And you're still, like from Vermont to Georgia, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Depending, and everybody's got their own.
I understand.
Definition of, what isn't.
Yeah, that's why I'm driving because we're going to be in Kentucky's out. It's only like a 6-hour drive. Yeah. So
no, I mean, I would drive too. It's awesome.
That's a very Midwestern thing that I just said right there. It's only 6 hours. Jeez. Fucking
it's true though. It's awesome. It's awesome. The best part, if you go to North Carolina sometime,
I'm going later this year, actually. Yeah.
So are you going to drive?
No.
Okay. So the best part about Ohio.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to sell me on this one, dude.
Is leaving Ohio.
Oh, when you're on the PA.
Well, there's that too. Like once you get on the other side and you start going through Pennsylvania, that's beautiful.
Oh yeah, now that I've done.
Completely different. But when you're going to North Carolina, though, you go into West Virginia and Virginia.
Okay.
And for us in Northwest Indiana, you get used to going through that part of Kentucky and Tennessee, always like, oh, okay, hills and blah, blah, blah. No, you go through the West Virginia side through Ohio, take technically the long way.
Sure.
Way more scenic.
Okay.
Way more beautiful.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I am not driving.
And then you get to hit, and then you also get to hit like the Blue Ridge and everything else. And
I will see it from the window of my plane.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not doing that. I mean, it's just such a far. I hate driving. 6 hours is my max. Like I've done 12 when we went to Philly, which 12 it was with stops, of course. It was 11 and a half, whatever. After hour 10, things started getting real weird in my brain. So yeah,
I get it. I love it though. It's a chance to listen to all the things I wanted to listen to.
Sure.
Through like the months that I haven't had a chance to.
It's funny. Like some of our listeners actually have mentioned to me that they listen to our podcast on road trips.
My birth mother told me today that I haven't listened to the last one or today's. Okay. So I'm going to listen to them on the way to Indy this weekend.
Yeah. 2 hours, yep.
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. What did I say? What's the when you're promoting something? I have that word, but not the synonym. I'm gonna have to let it go.
Okay,
we can't stay here too long.
Okay, we can circle back to that.
But think promotion, but
endorsements.
Yeah, there we go. That's not exactly a shining endorsement, is what I was.
There you go.
What I was getting at. There we go.
Happy to
Woo!
tag in on that.
That's why the light bulb's above your head.
Accurate. Oh man, yeah, I've heard it a few times. Like for example, Mikey, the owner of Flow Local.
Right.
Yeah. Who's done our beer 2 years in a row now? So shout out to Mikey for that one for sure. He would have to do a beer run down to Indy, and the same thing. He was to our podcast.
Oh, okay,
when he was taking his drive down to Indy and back.
I've definitely listened to a couple of the funnier ones to keep myself like awake.
Sure.
At night, because nothing wakes you up like unexpectedly hearing your own laugh.
Yeah, it's not creepy at all.
Yeah, just. What the fuck was that?
Terrifying.
It is.
It's absolutely terrifying. But yeah, so the rest of the intro that I also didn't get to. Returning listeners, we appreciate you all sticking with us. We're almost at the 3-year mark. Actually, be the end of this month, beginning of April. So that's pretty weird.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Almost 3 years, 145 episodes in. Here we are, doing it. So yeah, that's pretty dope. I'm not sure what we're gonna do this year as far as 3 anniversary, but keep an eye out. If you follow us on social media, we always post it on there. What our plans is, where we'll be at. If you guys want to hang out with us and tell us how great we are to our faces, we always appreciate it. And there's usually food involved.
I insist.
And there's that. Yeah, we used to have food involved. I'm not sure what we're gonna do this year because Foreign Local hasn't opened a new location yet.
Oh, wait, did they close?
They moved. They're moving.
Okay. I was unaware of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the building they were in. They were leasing it or renting it, and the people that owned it are end up selling it.
Okay.
So they end up having to move. They're still going to be in Hammond though.
Did I ever tell you that I was in that building when they were building it?
No.
Yeah. So when I worked for that HVAC company that will remain nameless because fuck them.
Indeed.
Not the people, but the owners. But yeah, we were working there and everything, and I dropped stuff off, help out, this, that, and the other, and and then I left that job.
Yeah.
Started the one I'm at now. Years. And I don't know, a couple of years later. Well, hell, it might. No, it wasn't a party. It was one time when our friend was still working there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and went and visited one time. I don't remember why. It was just like a random day or whatever.
Sure. Sometimes you have those.
Yeah. Well, just, hey, I'm working here now. So, one of those. Went up there and I'm.
Wait a minute.
Wait a sec. No, I've been in this building before. It just didn't have walls.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a different brewery before it was Mikey and Foreign Local. So yeah, it was Sour Note before that.
Okay.
But yeah, they did find a new space. It's still gonna be Hammond, it's gonna be a Hessville area. It'll actually be closer.
That's
which is even nicer for everybody involved. Yeah. It's gonna be a bigger space. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
You forget how long Hammond is.
Yeah.
Until you're
yeah, it takes a minute to get there. I would go through EC to get there.
Yeah,
take Klein and
come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, and cut back.
Well, and I was to say, especially you now.
Oh yeah. That's a hike. That's a freaking hike. So yeah, now it's gonna be closer, which is dope. So yeah, I can't wait to move to new space, but I don't think it's gonna be in time for our 3-year anniversary party. So we're gonna have to figure something out. But don't worry, when it happens, we'll let you all know. We got to do something.
If they have better parking, I'll forgive them.
They do. It will indeed have better parking.
Yeah, I will forgive them.
More parking and better parking.
Yeah.
It's going to be in I think it's right by the downtown Hessville area where where they're remodeling.
Oh.
In Hammond, that part.
Yeah.
It looks nice over there. So yeah. Anyways, listeners, keep a lookout for that. Like I said, if you have us on social media, you'll find it there. You'll find the details out there. Once we have the details, we'll let y'all know. Come out, hang out with us. Like I said, there's always going to be some kind of food involved. We usually do a beer release, as I said before. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year. We'll see.
We'll make some in the tub.
Ah, yes. Good old tub.
Some of that bathtub gin.
Mm-hmm. God, did I ever tell you the story about that?
Required taste, man. The comedy writes itself.
It really does. Did I ever tell you about the bathtub tequila I drank in Mexico?
No.
Okay.
Was there a gun to your head?
Maybe. So this is about 4 years ago. I was in Mexico. I was like a little bit south of Merida at this hacienda for a buddy's wedding, right? So we're all staying at the hacienda. It's real cool, real nice. So we fly down there. So it was actually my gaming friends. So it's like people I met online through gaming. But we've known each other for years, so we've met a few times in person. So, not weird to go to Mexico with the other to go get married. It's fine.
I got the same thing in the shooting world.
Yeah, it's great.
Completely understand.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing for to meet your
internet friends.
Yeah, it's great. So we all flew down to Mexico for this wedding, and we get down there. We take a bus from the airport to the hacienda, and I get in, put my stuff down. I'm starving. I'm also thirsty because I'm in Mexico now. It's time to party, So I walk into the kitchen and I see these giant, the plastic bottles like Hawaiian Punch comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like those giant ass jugs. So I just see jugs of what I assumed was apple juice sitting on the kitchen table. So I'm asking, like, hey guys, what's up with all this apple juice? Like, oh, that's not apple juice. That's tequila. So this tequila that had a printed out label on it from a printer. Label on the bad boy.
Because of course.
Because
Mexico.
Indeed. My bad. See. So we just started drinking. So the before I got there, the groom and the bride's mother made a bet that whoever brought it up first had to take a drink of it, had to take a shot of it. Well, it was me. So me and the bride's mother did a shot together, which was cool. So that's my introduction to their family. Hey guys, I'm an internet friend, and I just did a shot with your mother. Good times.
So I got two thoughts going through my mind right now, and one is what's his face from Boston Public, but he was in Let's Go to Prison.
Okay,
he made Merlot in the toilet.
Yes.
You remember, like, that's obviously that. And then the other one, this is going to be this is going to be from a blast from the past, is Keenan when he was on All That.
Oh, when he was the French guy?
The French dude in the tub. And for some reason, all I could think of was Keenan making tequila. And the French accent.
And apparently, if my story about this is corrected, it was made at somebody's house. Like, it was definitely made at somebody's house. And, well, we had so much of it because of the wedding being also at the Hacienda. It was a massive place. So they had bought all the alcohol in to save them some money, which I get it. It's cool. But myself and the groom that night, like, everybody else went to sleep. Me and this dude were up drinking very late because whatever.
Bathtub tequila.
And we had this jug of bathtub tequila and Coronas, and we're just sitting outside chopping it up just for hours, just talking shit and drinking this stuff.
He means chopping up the tequila. It had gelled.
It gelled on my insides, that's for sure. So I woke up the next morning. I was feeling a little rough, but I was fine. He was not doing great. He was not doing great at all. Oh, man. It was... We learned nothing, actually. We learned nothing because we ended up drinking again that afternoon. But not the tequila, though. We avoided that shit. Yeah. Like, I think it made my vision better somehow. It just made
you believe you had better vision.
I'm going to go with that as an answer. Go with that as an answer.
I just like the Mexican gentleman replacing Keenan in the bathtub and just see.
What made it worse is, like, I had the straight up bubble guts because of this bathtub tequila. And we were on an excursion. But I can
appreciate that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And we were on an excursion that day to go to various cenotes around the area, and which were very beautiful, by the way.
Sure.
But the overwhelming desire, like, oh, hey, you want to hop in the pool? I'm like, no, I'll put my feet in there. That's cool. But I felt like the buoyancy might mess up something on my insides, and I did not want to poop in an ancestral pool.
I get that. It's not a common fear, but it's a well-grounded one.
Yeah, like, that's like a sacred place.
Yeah.
Like,
for now.
We're still to file it. the revenge of Montezuma was about to kick my ass. Well, that's our icebreaker for the day.
Yeah.
We hit the 20-minute mark on nothing but Will and poop jokes.
Who pooped in the ancestral pool?
Curse forever. Good times. Good times. So anyways, today on the podcast, if you read the title, you already know, we're talking about a dude named Benkei. So this guy, and it's weird because, like, I've had this on the list for a while, but I've always noticed that our Japanese episodes have always done just super well. It's like Japanese and World War II, and not at the same time.
Yeah,
do really well together.
It's all very interesting. One is very consequential for the way the world went,
sure,
and then the other one is foreign and alien, but something that's kind of revered, I feel like, on this side of the world.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, the honorific side of it and what have you.
Yeah. This dude, Benkei, was an interesting one for sure. So we're going back 12th century Japan. Benkei was had an interesting childhood. So his childhood is kind of a mystery.
I'll say depending on what story you read.
There's like 3 that I have. So about his childhood. The first one was that his father was the head of a temple, and he took advantage.
I said S-A'd.
He S-A'd. How people do it on the internet. He S-A'd his mother and had a child. So now the other story is that his father was a god of the temple.
Yes.
Which I found that one somewhere, and
they Hercules'd him.
Yep.
More or less.
And then
or Zeus'd him, I guess.
Which actually, like, either way, because obviously the essaying is a very, very bad thing. So either way, or his father being a god at the temple, he was said to have been a demon child. He was born he had really long hair. He had really long teeth,
really sharp teeth,
full
head of hair,
right.
And like twice the size,
yes,
that a baby should have been,
right. Which also comes into play later on in this.
And the mother held him for twice as long.
Yes,
that was the other story in the ogre kind of one that I saw.
Which like the Oniwara was what he would have been called, which I found to be interesting because Oni demon. I believe this is a direct translation. Is actually the mask that I have on my arm. This tattoo that I have is of an Oni. It's an Oni mask, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, Oniwara, which would have been what he would have been considered, which does come into play because later on in his life he was 6'6". So, which I mean, 6'6" anywhere is very tall,
especially in the 1100s.
But in the 12th century Japan,
and I would say the 1100s Japan,
right?
Paper cities, Gojira,
Obviously, this guy towered above all others.
Bring the fish.
Lots of it. So after he grew up a little bit, he did travel a little bit. He became a where am I at here? Oh goodness. Oh yes, there we go. He became a Yamabushi, which was also known as a Japanese mountain hermit. It was part of the Shugendo religion, which I tried to look into. It's a sect of Buddhism, but
yeah, you're talking about the monasteries.
Yes,
that stay.
Which there's a lot of those too.
Because what are like the Sohi or I forgot to write it down.
Sohei,
yeah, because they're the guys with the Naginata.
Yes, they're the warrior monks. So he eventually does become one of those, which he is trained in the art. So Sohei at the time were another class of warrior. So you had your samurai class, you had your warrior monk class, which I found to be interesting about them was like unlike the samurai who kind of like did their own thing, unless you were a force with a lord at the time, they were actually very organized. So they moved together on things, even though they had hundreds of temples spread all over Japan. Not only were they priests, so they were monks, and they did spread the word of Buddha, and they were Buddhist, but they were also warriors.
Yeah,
and were trained in all sorts of weaponry, which will come into play later on as well.
One of my favorite things about Ghost of Tsushima was that warrior monk. His name escapes me, but the fact
it's been a while.
I think Nobu. But
that sounds right.
I feel at the same time I feel like it might be wrong. But anyway,
I'm looking up
the fact that they had them in there. You know, I was like, cool, because it's just everything is samurais or ninjas. As far as games, movies, books, TV shows,
sure.
And it's like, okay, cool. That's another sliver of that era.
It was Norio.
Oh, okay, I was close.
Yeah, you were close. Yeah,
I was like, one of the rulers was Nobu. I know that. That might be why I was thinking of it. What, Nobu Oganata or something like that?
Well, I can't remember, dude. It's been a while since I played the game.
Yeah, no, I meant in reality.
Oh, Oda Nobunaga.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
great
unifier.
Yeah, that's where
Japan.
Nobu was coming from.
Yeah, Noryu.
Yeah.
I like this character a lot too. Yeah, because again, like actually, it's funny that you mentioned him because the weapon he uses is the same one that Benkei uses.
Exactly, and that's why it's always stuck in my head.
Yeah, I didn't even put those two together until now. So that's cool. Good on you on that one. You deserve the light bulb. Yeah, I honestly did not even put those two together. That's a good one. Also, if you guys are not familiar with what we're talking about, Ghost of Tsushima, one of the best games of all time. But we also did a podcast about it a while ago now. Actually, one of our biggest episodes we ever did was the story of Ghost of Tsushima, like what was going on around that time. So if you want to go back and listen to it, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's a fantastic game.
And we're about to get a new one soon too.
I can't wait for number 2.
Yep, Ghost of Yotei. I'm wondering where they're going to go with it time wise.
Yeah, that's always the fear.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious of that. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
And following something that great.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big ask. Actually, it's interesting that you mentioned like this in culture as well, because I think when I think about Warrior Monks, I think about Samurai Champloo. It's an anime.
Okay.
One of my favorite animes. That's my favorite anime of all time. Anyways, when they talk about warrior monks that retreated to the that left after a war happened, they left and went to the mountains.
Sure.
And were warrior monks in the mountains that didn't want anything to do with the rest of the society. So it's kind of similar to these guys in a way. For some reason, I knew the name of them earlier. I'm like, yeah, I can't remember that, and just did not write it down because again, probably my favorite anime. Got it tattooed on me and everything. It's good stuff. But yeah, I don't know why I can't remember the name of that, those monks.
I think we're always convinced we'll remember something until the microphone is on. And
poo brain.
Yeah, even though I've done like a dozen weddings, but it still gets me. I'm retired. Don't ask.
I'm not. You can ask.
Still mad we didn't team up.
Yeah, right.
I wish I had thought about that for the last one.
Yeah, that would have been fun. That would have been fun.
Do you and you? Yeah.
Dude, Leslie would have shot us.
Yeah.
It's good we didn't.
But it's okay. She's wobbly. I say it with love.
Of course.
Not wobbly, shaky. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, she still listens to the podcast, by the way.
So I know. I've been saying to her face.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. All right.
Love you, Leslie.
Dude becomes a warrior monk, a Shohei warrior monk, like we were talking about earlier. The Naginata that we mentioned before as well. So if you have played the game Ghost of Tsushima, you are familiar with Warrior Monk. He uses the same weapon. Interestingly enough, the garb that he wore was also very similar to what our boy Benkei would wear as well.
The Naginata was a long staff with something between like a sword and I don't even want to say a large knife, like a machete.
It almost looks like
in
one.
length, not in flimsiness, but like a very thick, hardened piece of steel, but kind of machete like in appearance. And on like a 5-foot staff. I mean, they're like comically long.
They were really long,
honestly. Yeah. I mean, think of a medieval European spear, but put a Japanese style blade at the end of it, and you're about 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah,
that's a Naginata.
It was actually known as a half moon spear. So if you can picture a half moon, there you go.
Yeah.
But our boy Benkei was also trained in other weapons as well. Because they were warrior monks, they actually were known to be really good on horseback as well, where the spear comes into play.
Right.
Again. So also, I read one place that Benkei also carried other weapons with him as well. The spear was his main weapon, but he also carried 7 other weapons with him: a broadaxe, a rake, a sickle, a wooden mallet, a saw, an iron staff, and his naginata. So he was actually armed to the teeth, essentially. So this dude, 6'6", carrying 7 weapons on him because reasons we're going to get to.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Of course you are. And not one audience member is surprised. So he left he left the comfort of the mountains and started killing samurai. Essentially, he viewed the samurai class as extremely arrogant, and he wanted to fix that by killing 1,000 of them. And that was an idea that he had.
Quite the endeavor.
It's a
quite
bold
the endeavor.
move.
Quite the decimal place, one might say.
Yeah, he moved the stick pretty far on this one. So the thing is, he not only he wanted to kill 1,000 samurai, he also wanted to take their weapons. Was the other part of his grand scheme of things. So on his journey, he had 999 kills by this point. So my wonder about this whole thing though is where the fuck did he store all these swords at?
That's so I'm glad you brought that up because of the fact that when I was watching, because we threw this together.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that in the preface.
To make room for the schedule to get something out.
Yeah.
And so what little research I did get to do, and I watched a video, and they mentioned that the 999, and I didn't get to the part where it was all kills. I didn't know if it was all kills or a mixed bag of kills, surrenders, what have you. But regardless, and I'm just thinking, I'm thinking like, how tall do 3 walls have to be to store 999 katanas?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a long wall. I'm not sure that Wayne Manor could do it. And I'm talking about Tim Burton Wayne Manor.
Nice.
That's
yeah, I don't know, man.
It got me because okay, so here's the thing. How real do you think Benkei is?
So I think Benkei himself was real.
Agreed.
The 1,000 thing though, I don't know, man.
I think you have not quite a Robin Hood because I'm convinced he lived. And he was a real person, probably a prominent warrior of one type or another. I'm not entirely sure who I would compare him to necessarily. I mean, maybe some of our Wild West figures, if technology hadn't been already so good to keep record.
Sure.
And where the exploits kind of outshine the man, so to speak. And I feel like that's Benkei, where he was real. Some things happened, and then you tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends.
Yeah, and they just keep adding on to it. Yeah,
and just
almost like a folk hero, like is what you're saying. Like,
and 100%, he is regarded as a folk hero, but to what degree
was he elevated?
Is he folk or hero? Kind of thing. Well, that's where I was having an issue.
Sure.
Finding guidance in any way.
Sure.
Sure. And
I get that.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at when I was doing research on this, like again, I was trying to figure out. Obviously, I do believe he was real.
Yeah.
There is a statue of him in Japan, which is pretty cool.
Johnny Appleseed.
Okay.
We brought him up once.
Yeah, we have actually.
It's almost the inverse, but that's a good example where everybody believes he wasn't a real person.
But that's true. I keep forgetting that.
But no, because we discussed here the one time with. I think it was the Underground Railroad episode.
Yeah,
because it was the same YouTube video I found that on.
Okay,
yeah. And where Johnny Appleseed's buried here.
Yeah,
in Indiana, like he was real, he existed, this and the other. But the story is what's important.
Sure,
to the people. I mean,
I get that.
So I would chalk it up to kind of a Johnny Appleseed.
I agree with that.
Way more fun. Let me say that. Way more. Let me just plant these. Like there's no comparing those two. Let me plant the seed with Sachi.
You gonna get Musashi? Gonna get fucking Musashi.
You leave my cherry trees alone. This ain't apple country.
Right. But, you wanna get Musashi? That's how you get Musashi. Jeez.
But yeah, that's where I ended up with it.
Sure.
It's kind of a Johnny Appleseed.
I agree with that.
So to speak.
I agree with that.
Way cooler.
Yeah.
I prefer my 100%. Johnny Appleseed with a war club. But proceed, kind sir.
Indeed. So he was working on his 1,000th kill. He found this samurai who was playing the flute at the Gojo Tenjin shrine in Kyoto. So he was chilling, playing the flute. He's like, "Hey, there's the samurai. that dude has a nice sword. I'm gonna kill it.
Also, he's playing a flute.
And he's playing a flute, which actually was pretty well founded back then. Actually,
I know. I just had to
Hey, dude. Ghost of Tsushima. Those songs were beautiful.
They were. They were. My favorite part was that they changed the weather.
Yes, because after I started massaging people, it was always storming. I needed some help there.
I like to keep my horse dry.
Yeah, he deserved it.
He's my friend. Dude. You know,
we're not going there.
No, I can't say it because
we're gonna move past this
because somebody might not have played it yet.
Yeah, we're gonna move past this moment. We're gonna keep pushing. Anyways, right. Anyways, so Benkei finds the samurai playing the flute, has a nice sword, goes to fuck him up. He goes, fights him, loses. So Benkei also realized that this dude was like half his size. Like most of Japan. And he was, of course, very distraught. Didn't know how the hell he lost this fight. Stalks him until he finds him again. Also, I should mention that when he fought him the first time, he found him at a shrine. The samurai at the time was like, dude, I don't want to fight in the shrine. Let's go to a bridge.
Gojo Bridge.
Yeah.
And that is actually one of the points of contention with his... not his existence, but the stories.
Oh,
as far as when Gojo Bridge was built versus when he lived.
Sure, because there was another bridge mentioned that I saw that it could have been.
So the fact versus fiction and whatnot. It's actually really interesting.
I killed 50 men.
It's great dishonor.
We're gonna get to that.
Well, yes, we are.
So Benkei loses to this dude, goes to fight him again. It's like, there's no way. I just lost to this guy. I'm gonna fight him again. He fights him again. He loses again.
Lousy flute playing son of a bitch.
Right? So the samurai beats him again. It turns out the samurai was also pretty well known. His name was Miyamoto no Yoshitsune, who was a samurai, the son of Minamoto Yoshitsumo. Jeez, that was tough. Thanks, brain. It's been a long day. Anyways,
they need more vowels.
It hurt my brain a little bit. I'm actually pretty good with Japanese pronunciations.
Same.
But that one was...
I didn't have his parents.
I got his dad in here a little bit. I want to go into Yoshitsune's story a little bit more because he actually was very, very well known. One of the most famous samurai of this era, actually, because of his exploits, which I'm going to go a little bit into. So Yoshitsune was known as a military genius. So after Benkei lost to Yoshitsune, what happened was he was like, dude, I need to be your let me be your follower. I want to follow you into for the rest of everywhere.
Yeah, bodyguard and chief warrior. I think
exactly. Yeah, so he becomes the bodyguard for Yoshitsune. Which is pretty cool. I mean, because think about it, Yoshitsune is not a very large man, but he's also very smart. He's a good swordsman, of course, but he now has this giant mass of a man with 7 weapons.
So, what little reading I got on the guy and everything, the Yoshitsune, for whatever reason, all I could think of was the guy playing Shogun.
I need to watch that show
right now. Well, you know who it is.
Right? Yeah, the actor's famous. He's great.
Oh, yeah, and I love that guy. So, all I can think of is him now as Shogun, as a fairly old man now, right? But when I'm reading the story about Benkei, all I can think of is also him, but younger and less samurai. The duality here.
Of course.
Yeah. That dude's awesome.
I agree.
And he was in John Wick. He had a great part in John Wick 4.
He did. Yeah. Yeah, he's been in a ton of movies. He's a really good actor. So Yoshitsune has Benkei as his bodyguard. Yoshitsune's brother actually is also his half brother. I'm sorry, his half brother is currently at war with the Taira clan. So what's going on is this is still the very, very tumultuous period of Japan where there's warring clans fighting all over the place. This is one of those clans at this time. So he helps his brother. Because of his military brilliance, he was able to actually help his brother win this war. over the Taira clan. His brother becomes shogun at this time. So because there's a bunch of different shoguns, he was shogun of an area. There is still an emperor of Japan, though. So you have the emperor, then you have the shogunate underneath, which reports up. So
they're regents.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
I think.
Yeah, governor. You are the governor of an area. Yeah, essentially.
Basically.
So, Yoshitsune, because again, like there's a lot going on with this guy, but he's also very charismatic. He's also known as Ladies Man. I was trying to dig into that more, and I'm like, this is a lot. And we just had the Casanova episode.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep moving. So, but he also did gain a lot of favor with the emperor at the time.
Venereal disease, Japan edition.
Musashi.
Syphilis, Musashi.
Oh man! So Yoshitsune does gain a lot of favor with the emperor. His half brother, becomes very jealous of him, and he's like, you know what? This dude might try to plot to overthrow me. I'm gonna kill him. So Yoshitsune and Benkei escape and go to another lord's territory. I should have written his name down. That's on me. So the Genpei War is over with. I forgot to mention that before too. Sorry. The Genpei War was the war that he helped his brother win. Over the Taira clan, his brother becomes shogun. There are years of peace after that. This is when he gains the favor of the emperor. His brother gets jealous. His brother then wants to kill him. He flees. So I saw a few different things about this. So like when he went to another lord that favored him, that promised to protect him, that lord then dies.
Yeah, the Genpei War was 1180 to 1185.
Yes.
And that was after the duel between the two guys we're talking about.
Yes.
To be specific. So
yes,
they were allies for that war. That's when he was his chief warrior.
Yes.
I knew I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah, because they stuck together until the end of the story. So yeah. they're friends, sworn brothers. They are helping each other out. Benkei is really just there to kill a lot, and Yoshitsune is there to do all the thinking. So
I don't know how DJ sits in this chair.
I don't know, man.
All the time. I didn't realize it was so noisy.
That's the chair I used to sit in, actually.
I feel like he just doesn't
I just didn't move, yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, I need to buy more chair or better chair. I need to get the setup up here finished one of these days. Whatever, we're going to get to it.
Yeah. I just feel bad every time I adjust.
Money.
I like to swivel.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
And everything.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, no, we won't.
It's a lie. Don't believe it.
It's a lie.
There is no post.
I'm really not.
Post is print.
Yeah, literally. We need to just kind of just send it. Let's see. So, as I said, his brother betrays him, wants to kill him. He flees, finds a lord that will protect him. The lord does die, though. So, at the time, now one of the stories that I read was that there was actually he fled into a temple, and the warrior monks of the temple were there to help protect him after the lord died, and the lord's replacement, his heir, sided with his brother. He's like, "Hey, dude, you're a shogun. I want the money that you want, and I want to gain your favor. So I'm gonna kill your brother. Don't worry about it. I got it." So one of the stories I've read, like I said, he was being protected by another group of monks, warrior monks. I read another one where he was just in a castle, and he had people that were loyal to him, that were his guard, essentially, including Benkei, of course. Benkei is in all of this, no matter what. Like if it was warrior monks or if it was soldiers,
main character energy.
Yeah, either way, he's there. So
Benkei is Japanese for plot armor.
Well, yeah,
for a while,
kinda. So
time comes for everyone.
Indeed. So the lord that's trying to find him and kill him brought, I think it was like 500 soldiers with him to Yoshitsune.
Are you talking about Yoritomo?
That's the guy who took over. Yeah. So Yoritomo, I just forgot to write the name down.
Yeah, 1189.
Yeah, the Battle of Koromotogawa.
Koromotogawa. Yeah. Refuge in There we go. Koromogawa no Tachi.
There we go. But that was the name of the battle as well.
Yeah, it is a castle in northern Japan.
There we go. It was castle. So.
And I don't have numbers. I just have Yoritomo's army led by Fuji. My lord, dude, you did this for 4 years. Fujiwara no Yasuhira surrounded the stronghold, ensuring that escape was impossible.
Indeed.
That's where I picked up for. Well, final stand. Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they were outnumbered. Allegedly, they were outnumbered 5-1. They fought valiantly, but Yoshitsune knew they were going to die. So that they were going to lose this fight. So Yoshitsune, what he does, he starts to retreat back into the castle. He wants to prepare himself for a ritual suicide, aka seppuku, and
Subaru,
honorable Subaru, and he wants to prepare himself for that.
I hate those cars so much.
Yep.
Who puts an engine in sideways? Anyway,
North Stars. Anyways,
North
Stars and boxers.
Yeah.
So so he wants to prepare himself for honorable seppuku. He needs time to do this though. Like there's a lot to go into the process of it.
The key word is ritual.
Exactly. There's a lot.
It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing, right? So he wants to prepare himself for that. Obviously, preparing yourself for any kind of ritual in the middle of a battle is gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah.
So the story goes is that he retreated into the castle. There was a bridge that he had to cross over in order to get into the castle. So there's only one way to get across into the castle itself. Benkei, being the main character currently, decided to stand on the other side of the bridge and protect his boy. So Benkei, again, being known throughout the land as a guy who, at the time, allegedly killed 999 samurai. Who knows however many more during the other various battles.
He brought all the swords to this one battle.
That's some anime shit right there. That's straight up anime stuff.
I got a sword for that. He's just New York reloading swords.
Hell yeah.
That's where you drop a gun instead of reloading a gun.
Yep. Well, you got to do the old Hanna-Barbera and throw it at him.
Yeah. Again, John Wick reference.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of 2. What's out?
No, it reminded me of the Venture Brothers. You need to watch that show, by the way. They just added like the first few seasons on Netflix if you've never seen it. Anyways, there's like, I think 7 or 8 seasons in a movie to end it. But in one of the episodes, it's old Hanna-Barbera stuff. They're all making fun of it.
Sure.
And like, you know how like the old bad guys used to fire the gun and then throw it when it ran out of ammo? Yeah, so he does that. He's like, dude, like I have more bullets. Go get it. It's good stuff. Anywho, so yeah, Benkei making his stand on the bridge. Allegedly, he killed I think they said like 300 men. Tried to cross the bridge and he killed them all.
Yeah, dozens with his naginata alone.
Yeah.
So just hacking away with a 6-foot spear is what I had written down. Yes. And his presence was so fearsome that no one dared approach him directly.
Yep.
Instead, the archers rained arrows down upon him.
Yes.
So what this reminded me of, and I'm not saying that it feeds into it being folklore, but it's interesting to me. Do you know the story about the Viking berserker?
Just in general, or
no, the specific one on the bridge, related to William the Conqueror, I think, if I remember right.
I might know this one. Give me some context.
It was a very similar set of circumstances where this one Viking basically made a last stand on a bridge and to hold. I forget if they would be English or Anglo-Saxons at the time. That whole period is very confusing.
I understand that.
But probably Anglo-Saxons, I think. Anyway, moral of the story, this Viking is holding off this approaching army, essentially, through a choke point, 300 style. Sure. The most accurate part of that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that and the arrows, yes.
Well, yeah, that too. That in the end. But I do love that movie. But yeah, of course. Yeah, so he's holding them off at this bridge and everything, and they didn't finish it this way, but they go under the bridge and start getting them with spears.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's a shitty way to go on a pike. and everything. But yeah, he was one of those Viking berserkers doing the same thing. And you think Viking, huge, everything else, and scary looking,
sure,
and whatnot. I don't know. I just find it fascinating, and that's not the only 2 instances of this in history.
Interesting.
Yeah, with lone man on a bridge,
sure,
kind of thing.
Whether
that means something or not, I don't know. I just I find it interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never. I probably have heard that story. It's been a while.
What? We will cover it whenever we finally do Battle of Hastings.
Okay.
And the whole 1066 thing with the Normans. Yep. And everything. Whenever we finally do that, it's that.
Yeah, that's gonna be it's probably gonna be me and you on that one.
That's fine.
Because there's a lot going on with that story.
Yeah, especially the French. And the Vikings.
Yeah. All right. So, we got our boy Benkei. He fought off a bunch of guys, he was, again, he's 6'6", has a bunch of weapons with him, and he just killed a bunch of people trying to cross that bridge to get to Yosasune. So yeah, again, nobody wants to cross that bridge. Like I said, there were arrows. Again, 300. Blah 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 blah. So the thing is, they fired 2 volleys of arrows at this guy because they were so afraid to approach him. The first volley of arrows hit him. And then I think he talked some shit. And then the second volley of arrows hit him. And he was so
I don't have the talking shit part.
I think I read that somewhere.
I believe it. And so what I have is they hit him with so many arrows that how was it phrased? Archers rained down arrows down upon him. According to legend, Benkei took so many arrows that he remained standing even in death. And that's the thing, is the standing death.
Yeah.
The enemy only realized he had died when a gust of wind made his lifeless body collapse. This dramatic scene became known as Benkei's standing death, a powerful symbol of unyielding loyalty and warrior spirit.
So I have the final death thing as well, but what I actually read was that when he knew he was going to die, obviously.
Well, yeah, and you're on a bridge,
right?
There's a bunch of them
with arrows.
One of you
with no arrows.
I got a club.
There you go. I just realized I have a Chinese story that's just like this too.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
Zhang Fei stood on the bridge by himself to prevent, was it Cao Cao's forces from pursuing him? By himself. I think did he live or die? I think he died. I can't remember.
That one,
it's been a while.
That one.
But he's definitely on a bridge by himself though. Yeah, again, like we're holding off an army for somebody else to retreat.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Those are. I mean, they're the best stories. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's very heroic, of course.
Especially like back in the day, like it makes you wonder.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Zhang Fei story was way before this.
Yeah.
So because this is the Three Kingdoms era of China.
Okay.
So I think it's before that. Anyways,
I mean, probably.
I don't know. I've never been good with years like that.
There's kind of a lot of them.
Yeah.
Especially where China's concerned.
Also, yeah. Anywho, but the story that I read about Benkei, though, was that because he knew he was going to die, obviously, he propped himself up with a spear, and the only reason I knew he was dead is somebody went across the bridge and found out. Like,
who the fuck drew that straw?
The shortest one, obviously. But yeah, they sent people over there to find out, and when they realized that he didn't ready himself to defend himself, is when they knew he was dead.
It would have been great if he was just fucking with him to get like one more. And he's just standing there and he's getting closer and closer. Closer and closer. Closer and closer. Pokes him. Booga.
Wasashi.
Oh
man. So Benkei, again, very heroic final set. That's actually why he's such a folk hero, as we're discussing in Japan. Like he was very, very, very well known for this last stand because it was so heroic in the honor of Yosasune, who did allegedly commit seppuku inside of this castle. I say allegedly because there's several stories of him not, of him getting away. The most audacious one I've heard was
there in heaven, motherfucker.
Like, oh yes, I'm going to reunite with my brother. Where the fuck? You
son of a bitch!
Some bitch.
It's not about white light. No bitches up here.
But in Japanese.
Huh.
Soka. Anyway, so yeah, there's actually we've mentioned Kabuki Theater before when we talked about Ishikawa Goemon.
Yeah.
So Goemon, obviously, very very legendary Kabuki theaters. Actually, so is Yoshitsune. In part because of this story, also in part because Yoshitsune was again like one of the most famous samurai of the time. There was a popular book called Hike Monogatari.
That one I don't have.
Sure. So, but yeah,
I had some plays.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was going to segue right into that. So, like there was a classical book where he was portrayed as a tragic hero. He was always, whatever he was in, even in plays, he was actually portrayed as a tragic hero who was betrayed by his brother and had to escape. I'm going to let you take over for the plays, but I will say one more thing about him, though. One of the stories, and again, the audacity of this story is that he did not commit seppuku. He instead escaped, went to mainland Asia, and became Genghis Khan. Yes. Because he was really young. I mean, when the war happened, when he was helping his brother become a shogun, he was only 15. So, like, he was young enough. Obviously, that's impossible, but still, like,
I'm just thinking of like a Kaiser Soze moment. He's walking down the street, and instead of like ditching the limp, he takes a fake knife out of his gut, puts on the Mongolian hat.
Like, yes, it's time.
Starts throat singing.
They remind me of a freaking metal band from Mongolia. Yeah, the Who.
Yeah, I love the Who. That's why they're up there. I love them.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
they're great. But anyways, yeah, go ahead about the place.
So I had never heard of this one. No Theater and Kabuki Theater.
Okay.
NOH. I don't know. But yeah, Benkei is a central figure in many classic Japanese plays such as Kana Dehon, Chushingura, and Kanjin Show, which dramatize his loyalty and heroism. Samurai films and anime, which no surprise on the anime. I didn't find any films. I'm sure they're out there, especially like the what was that guy's name? Kurosawa. There you go.
Yeah, so the infamous
Seven Samurai guy,
infamous Japanese director. But yes,
and so I'm sure there's something probably in his portfolio. But frequently appears in historical dramas and anime, often portrayed as a massive, fearsome warrior with a deep sense of honor. And that's all I got, except for the fact that I would put this guy up at 47 Ronin level.
Okay.
As far as legends, except with the 47 Ronin having been well documented as of like this happened.
Yeah, for sure.
And having the pretty decent historical account even for that long ago. But I would put his story, at least the end. I mean, I'm willing to believe if anything happened in this story, I guess I'm willing to believe the end.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's like the final stand thing and everything else, and also being shot with so many arrows that you're rigid. We made him into a 2x4.
Indeed.
You know, like, I'm willing to believe, like, that happened, at least to some degree.
Sure.
It happened and whatnot. The middle stuff and whatnot, I'm sure that's where the Robin Hood-esque elements and, again, Robin Hood, Johnny Appleseed, Paul Bunyan, pick your favorite kind of stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the loyalty thing goes, I think like he's up there with the 47 Ronin as far as storytelling goes.
Sure. Because I mean, like obviously, like I said before, with the war that happened, he was right. Sure, like okay, cool. He was
numbers might get played up or this, that, and the other, and whatnot. But it's like this is the most I don't want to say. Well, I guess I do want to say believable because 1,000 duels. I'm just like
that's a lot.
Why do we? My issue is like why do we know Musashi so well then?
Because he Musashi people,
other than his book. Like,
the Book of Five Rings,
like where's this guy's book?
Well, the Book of Five Rings wasn't even about him being a duelist either.
No, not at all. But like, but why are we paying attention to his book when there's this, 999 and one duelist? Where's his book?
Yeah.
Where is his book of inspiration
also,
and life guidance?
I think Benkei also only lives about 35.
Well, that's long enough to write a book.
Well, sure, I guess. But how can you write a book in the middle of killing all those samurai? Like, that's a lot of killing.
Drawings.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, and actually, Musashi died in a similar fashion, just not in battle.
Musashi died of being an old man in a cave.
He died of cancer.
As an old man in a cave.
But warrior pose.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because I think he threw his armor on.
He did. He had people assist him do it.
Threw his armor on and everything, and then just died like a statue.
Well, I respect it.
Yeah. Oh, same.
But and also for those listening, we were talking about Musashi. We do have an episode about Musashi that we did forever ago. But I think to this day it's actually our most listened to episode.
Musashi's the man.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think our most listened to episode was that episode. I'm pretty confident.
If you want to learn how to lead people, you read Sun Tzu. If you want to learn how to read or lead yourself, you read Musashi.
Yeah, I
also read both.
Well, I mean, I've read both, but I prefer the Book of Five Rings to the Art of War, though. Just personally, the Book of Five Rings was a much better book.
Far more personal. Far more.
It was, yeah.
Far more. This is about me.
True.
And achieving my levels and and whatnot.
True.
Personal best and everything. The Art of War is your CEOs, your coaches, your generals, your so on and so forth.
Yeah, I've actually when I was doing it, this is many moons ago, so I might be a little bit off, but I believe actually for management in most corporate offices in Japan, you have to read the Book of Five Rings.
Oh, okay.
So it's either required or very, very heavily incentivized. Mm-hmm. Which I get.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to reread it. It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's not even that long.
No, I was just gonna say it's not even that long.
It's not. It's maybe 200 pages.
You know what? I wish more people read, and maybe we should talk about this sometime. The Prince by Machiavelli.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Because I mean, everybody talks about things being Machiavellian, just like Orwellian and everything, and like you don't even know you
right.
You're just repeating a word you heard on TV. You don't even know what you're talking about. And again, that one's fairly short too.
Well, I mean, things right now are pretty Orwellian. But anyways,
well, yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like my personal favorite thing is that people think Orwell didn't like communism.
That's a really weird thing to think.
Yeah, like no, he warned against authoritarianism.
Right.
He was still wrong about communism.
It can't be perfect.
No, exactly. But yeah, Book of Five Rings. I mean, just
that's good. That's a good one right there.
If you're gonna read one, read that.
I agree.
At the very least, because it's short.
It is. It's very short.
It's short. It's to the point.
There's 5 chapters,
and it's about you. And it's about you.
About being a better person. Yes. Yeah. How I would equate it is taking the Bushido code and then equating it in how to live a better life.
Yes.
As a person, which yes, I do agree. This is a great book, and you all should read it. It's like $15 on Amazon. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's an audio version too.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I've done both.
Is it read in a Japanese accent?
Not the one that I had.
We're missing out.
I'm sure there is one.
I'm joking, of course.
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, I'm trying to think if I saw options,
sure
or not like voice options, but different listings, and everything. And if I just went to for a cheap one, I'm sure there's another one.
Yeah, I need to read it again. I own it. It's just been a while. It's been shit.
I got a copy floating around, and then
7-8 years.
Yeah, and then one on the phone, and then one in Audible.
Yeah. So if anything take away from this episode, go read that book.
Also, get a relative. Do your best to get a relative whose book people are still reading hundreds of years later. That is generational wealth.
Oh, that's true.
Those are some royalties.
Yeah.
If only.
So yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. We kind of threw it together yesterday. So
yeah. It's not our best work, but it's just an interesting tale.
Yeah.
To at least be on time still and be prepped for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be out of town half the week, so when this is going to come out when I'm back, but at least we didn't miss an episode. So you guys, we did this for you, all you listeners. We did this for you all. So we hope you enjoyed it. Anything else out here, Ben?
No, just that there's a lot of room up in this attic, and I could get used to this.
Yeah. Anywho, we hope you all enjoyed this episode. Like we said, we kind of last minute it, but I think we got some good information. I got the point across that he killed 50 men, and
he killed 50 men and kept his shit. He killed 50 men, kept his shins and his honor.
Indeed, he did all of that. Anyways, so if you made it this far in the episode, we appreciate you giving us a listen. Give us a like and share with your friends. We're pretty good, pretty funny. I think we're doing some good stuff here. So we appreciate if you would give us some shares, give us some follows on your favorite social medias and on your favorite listening services. We do appreciate those. Leave us a comment. We want to hear from you all. It's pretty nice when we get some comments on our stuff here. Send us some suggestions too.
I've been enjoying the Spotify ones now that I can actually see them.
Oh yeah, yeah. We actually do read them. So yeah, we like to keep that rolling. But yeah, we appreciate all your support throughout this time, and hope y'all be cool.